Hey everyone, this is Joe. Welcome back to the channel and Happy New Year. With 2020 starting, I thought I would start the year off with a little bit of a different video because we're trying new things out in 2020. And today I'm going to do more of like a talk through my, planner and journal setup for 2020. So this is in fact not a voiceover, and that means that I am pressured to make less mistakes and kind of just go with the flow. I've been trying to be more candid on my channel, and this is another step in that direction. So we are going to get started now. It looks like I have a whole bunch of journals in front of me, and that is in fact true, but I have kind of separated my planner and journals for 2020 in two different categories. So these are my kind of supplemental / I will only use this like once a week or so, and these are journals that I don't usually like use quite often. And then I have my main three planners and journals that I'm going to use pretty much day to day in one way or another. So let's start with the first stack. This is the main stack that I want to talk about. And we have three notebooks, three journals. This one is my main journal, and this one is for planning. So these are my bullet journals. So if I kind of get confused with journal and planner, just bear with me, because although these are called bullet journals, these are pretty much my planner. So we're going to start with those. This one is my work bullet journal, and this one is my personal / like Job's journal bullet journal. How many times can you say journal? But this is kind of dedicated to anything related to the Etsy store, this YouTube channel that you're watching, planning those videos, and anything related to my day-to-day tasks. So although I claim this as my Job's journal bullet journal, I do include a lot of like personal stuff in here. So stuff that I do my day-to-day that I need to accomplish. So if I need to like clean the oven or like water my plants, I'm gonna put that in here. And then this one is my work bullet journal. So I can't show you much of this bullet journal just because of privacy and confidentiality, since I do work as a school teacher. So there are names and other stuff that I can't show you, but I did a setup video of this early in 2019. I think I put it out right before the school year. So I thought there was something that I needed to censor out here, but it's pretty straightforward. I'll give you a quick flip through. So I have my key, I have my index, and then this is a Scribbles That Matter notebook, by the way. So I'll leave all the information of the journals and the specific inserts that I'm using down below. I have my, what is this called? Like my cheat sheet, my grid cheat sheet. This is from Amanda Rach Lee. So thank you for that idea, Amanda Rach Lee. Her channel's awesome, by the way. And then I have my like monthly calendars. I think I can show you the August one because school hasn't started yet. So I kind of added some personal stuff. I usually wouldn't do this in my actual monthly spreads for school, just because I don't want to mix school and personal stuff together. So this is kind of an example. I have all of the months of the school year in here. So let me jump. I didn't even use December because December was that hectic that I actually abandoned this monthly spread and just worked on my tasks directly. But I think that's all that I can show you. I can show you the other blank months. So it goes straight into like a classic planner setup in which there are like a month at a glance spreads, and then it goes into, I don't have any lists, it goes straight into future log, which I'm not going to do for my next for the next 6 months, because I don't need a future log when I have the whole school year in front of me. So that's one thing I want to tweak next time. And then it goes into I don't know if I can show this actually. Okay, so this is I don't know. Okay, maybe I'm just gonna censor the screen. So, but this is kind of like what it looks like for the beginning of my monthly spreads. This is like a supplemental monthly spread. So basically, I have my date or like my month header, and then I have all the days of the week here. And then I have like events at school that are happening. And I use this in tandem with my monthly overview or my month spread, because there are some days that I need to kind of remind myself like even more, because sometimes I'll check this more than the other month view. So this is a little bit redundant, but I still use this, and I think I use this for a few months, but I think for January I might get rid of this and put all of my effort and time into adding events and tasks into my my monthly spreads. The thing that I do want to stick to in 2020 is to have a long-term to-do list for each month, and then I just port over tasks that I didn't finish into next month's long-term to-do. So after my long-term to-do, it's the day-to-day. You can't even see anything right now, but I'll flip to a page and I'll just censor it in post-production. So as you can see, I think I'll show you this. So this is pretty much how it looks like. So sometimes I have notes. So I'll have notes if I go to like a Pro D session, which is a professional development session, or some sort of meeting. I'll take notes if I'm not using my laptop. And then I have day-to-day tasks. So this was the last few days of the, I was going to say the term, but yeah, it was the last few days before winter break. So I just had like minimal tasks. So this is pretty much how I use this notebook. I still have quite a few pages left. I'm on page 61, and there are 158 pages here. So I think this will last me the rest of the school year. I was a little bit nervous because I feel like for the first 4 months, I used quite a bit of this notebook already, but I've been loving this. It looks quite professional. The nice thing about being an elementary school teacher is that you can kind of get away with being a stationery nerd. And well, I mean, that doesn't mean that if you're a high school teacher, you can't be a stationery nerd. But as a elementary school teacher, I can like decorate my page and no one's going to bat their eye. But I tend to not do that. I actually don't do any decorating in this. I just use gray mild liner, and I will use like a brush pen for my titles, and that's it. And then my Pilot Friction in the 0.38, which is my ride or die pen for any bullet journal that I use. So I use this in my work bullet journal and my personal bullet journal. And although I'm like a fountain pen guy, I love my Twisbees, I love my I'm blanking on all of these fountain pen brands, my Kavekos and my Lammies. I do like the Pilot Friction just because I like to use pen in my planner, and I tend to make mistakes, and I tend to erase things a lot because, as you know, a lot of things change when you're a teacher, or that doesn't make sense. A lot of things are constantly changing when you are a teacher in terms of like tasks and day-to-day things that happen. So it's just easier to use like the Pilot Friction pens to make decisions, to make changes on the go. Ugh. There you go. Sorry, I am having a hard time explaining how I use this, so I hope that made sense to you. Next up, we have my personal bullet journal, and I think most of you have seen this already. This is a bullet journal that I set up back in possibly November or October, just because I really wanted to start using this. This is a Archer and Olive notebook, and Bonnie, the owner of Archer and Olive, sent this to me. Obviously, it wasn't sponsored. She didn't even ask me to make a video, but I did because I'm so hyped about this notebook. These two are quite comparable, and I would probably use either of these notebooks in 2021 or whenever I finish these, because at the rate that I'm going, I'm probably going to end up using 2 of these for 2020, just because I've been liking the bullet journal setup so much. So this is the beginning of the bullet journal. A lot of this is going to be redundant because you probably have seen my bullet journal setup for this specific bullet journal. So I have a key, I have the index, which I'm probably gonna do something fun for this spread, like maybe like a 2020 vision board or like mood board of images that I like and things that relate to my 2020 goals. So I'm probably gonna like repurpose this because I don't want to waste any pages. I have my grid spacing sheet or grid spacing cheat sheet. And then I have my year at a glance, which I don't really need, but it looks aesthetically pleasing, so I'm going to leave it in. And then I have my months. So I think I started this. Yeah, I started this in October, but I left the month of September here, which is a little bit pointless, but that's all right. And then this is where I do all of my planning for videos and Instagram posts. And you might be wondering why I do that, but if I don't plan any of my Instagram posts or YouTube posts, I probably won't be posting at all, just because I'm forgetful and I need to have like a list and like to-do lists and priorities and whatnot, because if not, if you leave me to my own devices, I'll probably just watch Netflix and forget about a lot of things. So I need this to stay on task. So the green stickies indicate Instagram posts, and then yellow posts indicate videos that I want to post. And there was a time where I was trying to post 2 videos a week, but it was just a little too much work because of my day job and then other factors. But yeah, I think I'm gonna stick to a Sunday posting schedule. And for December, like a lot of things, there's kind of like a trend here. I ended up not using my monthly spread, so I decided to do December daily. So I thought it would be kind of redundant to post or add like a yellow sticky note for each day that I posted, but in hindsight that would have been helpful because I was a little bit scatterbrained in December, and it was a really busy time of the year with report cards coming out and all of these year-end things that had to do with work. It was all coinciding with a lot of Job's journal stuff and the washi tape release and whatnot, so it was really busy, and I kind of wish I used this system to help me keep organized, but I didn't. And then we are now in January, so these are the videos that I have scheduled, and then I have to pencil in when I want to post my Instagram posts. So that's pretty much it. And then I have my lists. You've already seen these, so it's just things that I need to remember quite often. So I ended up having these like permanent lists and kind of pages that have information on them. But there's some like not sensitive information, but personal information and like that I just don't want to share on here. And then this is how I've been planning my like month spread. So we have my month like YouTube and Instagram planner, but I just wanted to keep like personal stuff like hanging out with friends and like plans and like dentist appointments and whatnot on a separate sheet, because I don't like, although this is quite a lot of space and I'm sure I can add different tasks there. As you can see in November, I started adding little bullet points or like subtasks for each video, so I know that it's been scheduled or uploaded, and then if I've buffered like a post on this Instagram posting app that I have, because I like to coordinate my YouTube videos with an Instagram post, so I do need to have like subtasks here. So it would just get too cluttered up. So I would put like times that I've hung out with friends and like plans that that are upcoming. Sorry. So I use this as a planning tool, not a journaling tool. So I add plans here, and then I have like this other page that has my long-term to-dos, just like my work bullet journal. And then I have my in touch, so friends that I want to keep in contact with and hang out with, because as a introverted person, I struggle with maintaining. I don't want to say maintaining friendships, because I feel like I don't struggle with that, but like, yeah, actually, maybe I do. I struggle with communicating with people and maintaining contact. So I tend to like fall off the face of the earth, and it's quite odd because some of these friends follow me on Job's Journal, so on my YouTube channel. So they'll see that I post a lot and I'm quite like active on here, but then I don't like hang out with them in person. So it makes me feel really bad, and I don't want to say that I feel guilty, but part of me feels like, I should be more deliberate and make time for people, because everyone's busy, but you can make time for people that you want to. So I usually put down people that I want to keep in contact with for that month, or I want to kind of make sure that I reach out to them that month, and then I'll highlight that person or that group once I've reached out to them, and it's nice because it keeps me accountable, and it shows who I have not contacted. And this goes for like pen pals and like friends that are living why am I forgetting the word, living overseas, or so that's what the in touch refers to. And then I have my habit tracker. So I kind of want to abandon this because I just am one of those people that cannot track daily things. Like, I have such a hard time. So I tried doing a mood tracker before in like 2018 or 2017. I think I stopped in like early January, and I usually make it to like the third week and then I stop, which sucks because this is so helpful. It just shows that for a few of these days I didn't spend any money, and then I wanted to track Inktober, and then I wanted to see how often I use the Calm app, but as you can see, I stopped somewhere in the third week. So that hasn't been that useful, but that doesn't mean that I shouldn't try again. So maybe this format of habit tracking doesn't work because there's just too many. I think I need to buckle down and track one habit and see if I continue with that. So I have that, and then it goes into notes. So I have notes, and then I have my tasks. So it's the same format as my my work bullet journal, but I don't create any weekly spreads. So I just kind of go with the flow and see if I can fit as many days into the week. So this usually looks like a blank space. Let's see. I think. Oh no. So if I were to continue journaling, say today, and I wanted to write my tasks for today, I would just continue here. So I always just continue where I left off because I want to save space, and I like the look of a full bullet journal, or any type of journal, in fact, actually. So this is a mix of notes and tasks, and sometimes I'll sketch in here. I don't really try to do any creative stuff in here, explicitly art related or journal related stuff. So this is just a brainstorm, and this is one of the spreads that I've actually used color, because usually they look let's look. It usually looks like this. So I'll use like a mild liner, but usually I use like a gray mild liner. Let's see. Yeah, it usually looks like this. I'm sure. Yeah. Sometimes I forget my brush pen, and then I use this type of font, and it's kind of like a casual thing. I'm not really trying to make this look quite pretty or like aesthetically pleasing. I want it to look consistent, so this kind of bugs me, but whatever. It still kind of has some like cohesiveness to it. And then for 2020, I did this yesterday actually. I made like a fun like spread that was Art Deco inspired, since a lot of people kind of are, I don't want to say approaching this decade like the 1920s, but there have been a lot of like 1920 inspired like New Year's parties, and I kind of wanted to play off of that. So I chose like an Art Deco 1920s style spread for my monthly like personal planning. So this is like my usual month planner or like this, but I decided to put all of my like my lists for January on a separate sheet, so I can make a fun like transition page from 2019 to 2020. So I kind of adapted what did I adapt? I adapted the other side of this monthly spread. So I don't have a habit tracker. I still have my In Touch. I have my long-term to-dos. And then I have my expenses. So I'm going to track all of my large expenses that are not monthly repeating or like repetitive expenses like Netflix and other like monthly bills that come. I'm just going to put like one-off purchases, like if I go shopping or if I eat out, I'm going to put it down here just to see how much I'm spending. And then I have a wish list. So I'm a person who is quite impulsive in terms of my purchases, and that inhibits me from actually purchasing things that I've been wanting or things that I've been saving up for. And it's kind of self-sabotage. So I'm going to try and write down the top priorities of things that I want or need. So I'm just covering it. I don't know why. There's nothing weird there. Yeah, no, there's nothing weird. This is just a way to keep me more accountable, and so I don't purchase things that are unnecessary. So this is going to show what I actually purchased and what I wanted. So it's just like a wake-up call for me. I hope that was helpful. And then I have my 2020 goals. So I have my personal, I have my work, and then I have Job's journal goals. I'm sure you can read this if you want, but my main goal is to be more unapologetically myself. There you go. Because I feel like I tend to conceal my true self in many circumstances, and I hate that about myself. So I'm gonna be more myself in various situations and with different people, because I know that there's no such thing as your true self in terms of like when you're with other people, because you show different sides of yourself to different people. But I just want to be more consistent, and it's not saying that I'm fake, but I want to live more authentically and be my authentic self that I know myself to be when I'm alone or when I'm with people that I'm deeply connected to. So that's like my main focus, because I feel like a lot of that trickles down to like my other goals. My second goal is wash face daily, and that's hilarious because the first one and the second one kind of have nothing to do with each other. But I do wash my face daily, but I want to do it like 2 times a day. So yeah, I feel like that's such a TMI, but we're gonna continue on. And then want to do a little page for like my word of the year, which I still haven't been. I'm still struggling to find which word it should be. I think it should be abundance, not in a material sense, but like abundance in happiness, abundance in laughter, abundance in memories. Like I want 2020 to be a year of abundance in many different aspects. So I think that might be the word. I think I had yes as my year last year, and I just realized like I'm not a yes person, and I'm still trying to be a yes person, but I realized that not everything has to be a yes. So I am reevaluating what I want my word of 2020 to be. This is the longest video ever. I'm sorry. This is my like day-to-day planner. The reason why I keep getting confused is because I have a monthly insert in here, and I don't want to use this for planning because this is going to be my main planning tool. But since I feel like 2020 is going to be even more busy than 2019, and I might not have time to do a daily journal spread, I thought I would like maybe write one fun tidbit or fact about that day in this box. And I'm not going to heavily embellish this. You probably won't even see this insert very often because I won't be decorating or adding fun art elements to it. But this is just a way to document more memories or just like fun things or even sad things or like emotions that I'm feeling. So this is like a test run because as you can see, it is already January 3rd and I haven't worked in this. So there's still some flexibility as to what I can do with this insert because I have not written in it yet. So that's one possibility. And then I have my current insert that I'm working on. So I am working on volume 16 of my journal, and I am repurposing an old 2018 vertical weekly insert because I stopped using it I think mid-year. So this is a way to recycle and repurpose old journals and journal inserts that were not complete. So my goal for 2020 is to not purchase any new inserts and just use all the stuff that I have because I tend to hoard Traveler's Notebook journal inserts a lot. So that's what I'm going to use this for. And then I have a craft folder with various stickers that I like to use. I have my pencil board, and then I have some memorabilia. I have my eyeglasses prescription just because I tend to lose that, so I keep it in a safe place. And then I have my leather pocket insert. So this is from Posh Projects in collaboration with the Time Store. You can't buy this online, but if you do head to Seoul, South Korea, you can buy it or purchase it at the Time Store, which my friend Songjun owns. So yeah, and if you were wondering, this is the Prada in collaboration with Travelers Factory Travelers Notebook with the charm and then the brass pen. So that is it for the main three journals and planners that I'm going to be using in 2020. As you can tell, I am not the most concise person in the world because it took me 30 minutes to discuss the 3 notebooks/journals that I will be using in 2020. So I decided to split this video into 2 videos. The second video is going to be about the 3 supplemental notebooks that I will be using in 2020. And I've linked it down in the description bar below because I know some people don't want to watch that or are not interested about my extra notebooks. So I've decided to link that down below if you want to watch it. And I have one more announcement, and it is regarding my Etsy shop. So it is going to be open again tomorrow, in fact. And there are still a few Fidel washi tapes left. Torn Edges is sold out, but I have decided to order more. I'm not sure when they're going to be coming in because I just placed my order, but they should be coming in hopefully by the end of January or maybe even early February. So fingers crossed that arrives soon and gets processed. But yeah, I think that's it, folks. I hope your 2020 planners are filled with amazing adventures and plans with friends and family and loved ones. And I hope your journals are filled with amazing memories. I hope that 2020 is an amazing year for all of us and for the world. And I will see you all next Sunday. Thank you so much for watching, and bye, everyone.